Welcome to the race-by-race preview for Sha Tin on Wednesday night. Tom Wood here with all the selections. We've got 8 races coming up on the all-weather, and the first gets underway at 7:15 with a Class 2. Telecom Fighters has won 7 times over the 1650, all at Happy Valley though. Bundle of Charm Pacifiers goes on. Adderfill comes up in grade, and Yellowfin, he was a Happy Valley winner last time, but is also quite adept on the all-weather. And the speed map, Tom, has Telecom Fighters leading off St Paul's, who was very slow out in a recent trial.
He was really slow out in a trial. He took a trail there. There's only 5 in this, but the pace should be good because there's 3 horses that like to lead in this, and then there's 2 midfield or back markers. So Telecom Fighters over St Paul's, wouldn't be shocked if they sort of swapped roles there, role reversal. Yellowfin shouldn't be far away. He led up last time out at Happy Valley and won. And then you've got Adderfill and Bundle of Charm. But yeah, 3 horses out of the 5 do like to lead here.
They do indeed. And a horse that's going to sit back more than likely and try and claim them late is going to be ridden by Sha Tin. The horse is Adderfill, and here is Karis with Nick.
Karis, race 1 on Wednesday night is a very small field, but you've got a very nice race in the ride, I should say, in the shape of Adderfill. Must be looking forward to getting on him under what are ideal conditions.
Yes, Nick, it's nice to get back on him. It's been a long time haven't ride him, so he comes with a weight where I get a chance against to ride him. Like you mentioned, small race, so he could have his opportunity again to do well. You've ridden him in a trial. He won the trial. How did he feel? Well, he's always a horse that sort of, he's at his home and it's all weather, so he tried really good on it. But in form-wise, the horse is going well. Ricky have him in good shape, so it's going to be a small race. Can be a bit tricky, but I think he's going to have his chance. Looking at his record in the grade, I know he's only had 1 run in this sort of company, and that was probably one of his sort of more below par efforts. Any concern sort of with him against these slightly better horses? If you look back in that race, I think things didn't go his way. He sort of got stuck behind some horses where he wasn't moving forward. So I don't think he really had his opportunity. As I think this time, with a small race, the way he wins in those lower class, and he handled the track really well. So you would think he should be really more competitive in a Class 2. And that's what I thought about him when I used to win on him. So like I said, he's gonna have his chances this Wednesday night, so let's hope he do his best. I know it's a small field, but I guess it would have been sort of music to your ears to see that there is plenty of pace on in the race, because we know he likes to let down strong. How sort of tactical could a race like this be, do you think, especially on the all-weather? Yeah, actually those small races, it's the most tactical race to ride in, because the guys do a lot of funny things sometimes, and sometimes you think there's a lot of speed on the paper, and then they go out there and they walk. So it's going to be a tricky race, but on paper it looked like there's a lot of speed, so I think we're just going to let our fella to just sort of slip the first half, and let's see if he can sort of give us his best in the last 400 metre.
Karis on Adderfill. Tom, off to Happy Valley for our first replay. It's Yellowfin winning last time. This was over the 1650 also, but he has won on the all-weather over the 1650 metres, and he's also run a couple of placings.
Yeah, so he's stepping up into this grade for the first time with a lightweight on his back. Now the horse here that chased him home, who was up on the pace with him, Romantic Lau, of course, has come out and won since last week at Happy Valley. But off the front, it's not been a bad place at all to be recently at Happy Valley on the A course there, and he kicks strongly. So with a lightweight, his form on the all-weather, I think brings him right into this as well.
Telecom Fighters, he's yet to win when it comes to the dirt at Sha Tin, but he has placed numerous times, 3 from 6 to be exact, 3 from 8 to be exact. Hugh Bowman, Me Choi, top weights.
Yeah, I was surprised when I looked through the form guide and thought, well, I thought this horse had won on the all-weather in the past, but he hasn't. But he's always been there or thereabouts. So look, he gets an opportunity here off the front, no doubt. His peak rating has been up to a win off 98, so he's right about that mark at the moment. Hugh Bowman's riding for Me Choi. Always used to be a good theory, Me Choi horses on the all-weather, but that hasn't exactly been the case over the last few seasons.
It hasn't. We'll see if that can just have a semi-resurgence there in the first race on Wednesday night. Finally, Bundle of Charms never raced over the 1650, but as we can see by the arrow with the first next to Bundle of Charm, he's won on it. He's
2 from 2 on this surface, the all-weather, and he's only been sort of a new convergent to the surface over the last few months, and he's got the pacifiers going back on. He's on a 7-day turnaround. Was never really in it behind Superb Capitalist last time out from that wide draw at Happy Valley there on the C+3. So I think a forgive there, but look, I don't know about him over this sort of trip 1650 because he's only ever won up to the 1200 metres. So I think the distance might be a little query regarding him.
Field of 5. Tactical little race it's going to be.
Yeah, it will be, but I think Adderfield's got the right turn of foot here to win this race, and I think that the pace should be relatively good in it as well. So Adderfield to beat Yellowfin and Telecom Fighters. So we've got a couple of the on-pace runners there, but I think Adderfield can run over the top of them and win. His trial coming into this was very good. So 4, 5 and 1 in the first.
Karis way in front on the unofficial all-weather jockeys premiership on 11 wins leading into the meeting. Tom's got him going straight to 12. Race number 2, bigger field here. It is a Class 5 over the 1200 metres. Bo Goss is now with Francis Loy, who's put the crossover noseband on and taken the tongue tie off. Speedy Fortune wears pacifiers for the first time. Cool Blue has a visor going back on. Patch of Watch now with Manfred Mann. Blinkers on for the first time for him. Superjoy last start winner carries an extra £4 for it, and Dashing Glory has trolled up and run a no second behind Parents Love on this surface since we last saw him. Diamond Saws does lead Dashing Glory, Smart Folks and Fireball all handy, Tom.
Yeah, and he can lead, he does like to lead Diamond Saws with a good draw this time around. You've got Dashing Glory who led in a recent all-weather trials, and he's got an inside draw, so it shouldn't be too far away. Smart Folks likes to be up on the speed, so he obviously won't be far away either. And Speedy Fortune, he has an outside to draw and maybe trapped wide if Fireball does get across, but he was disappointing last start, Fireball again.
Here is Superjoy, who's hasn't been seen on race day since winning this race. He has trialled okay since then. Bo Goss, all is ready between horses and Daily Trophy. You've had him in the numbers a few times. Does he figure again this week? Yeah,
he's not quite in this week. In fact, no, he is in for 4th this week, Daily Trophy. Out of this, I've left Superjoy out. I know he won well last time out, but he's got more weight to carry here, and he never helps himself at the start. He's always tardy away. Daily Trophy just scrapes in. He moved up and only just missed here. I think Bo Goss has a chance of dropping back in grade. He also was close up in this finish. All is ready would need to improve a little bit. So Daily Trophy in. Quite keen on Bo Goss though for Douglas White. Francis Lloyd was with Douglas White. The crossover noseband on and the tongue tie off.
On to Cool Blue, Tom. He's run on time and time again. And what is he now? He's a 16 start maiden?
Up for start 17 Wednesday night. Look, he was back here and it was pretty ordinary last time out. He's yet to front up. Ran on a bit late in his most recent barrier trial where he was probably a little keen in that barrier trial as well, but he's taken money with him in the past. They've tinkered with the gear, the visors going back on, but barrier 12, he's hardly trustworthy as Cool Blue.
He's not. He's tried okay since, but so often we see him running on at the end, but not being able to deliver. Smart Folks has been back to the trials as well. There he is on the inside. He's quite strong late here. He's on the class drop. He's won twice in this grade. Ben Thompson on board for Michael Cheng from a far better draw.
Yeah, he's definitely in his Smart Folks. Just over a year since he's won. He was on pace outside the leader last time out and was beaten 4 3/4 behind winning gold. He's a course and distance winner. He's got a few other minor placings as well. And just like the way he kept on here at the end of this barrier trial to win. Now, the horse in the purple and pink down the outside, of course, is Super Infinity, who runs 3rd here and came out and ran a very good second at his debut. So some good enough trial form there, I think.
Good report. Now, Patch of Watch has done nothing on race day. He's had a total of 6 starts. Switches surfaces to the first for the second time. Now with Manfred Mann, Brenton Avdalaron and bolts in this trial.
Interested to see where they sort of position him in the run, because the man who does the speed maps had him going back, but he went straight to the front in this barrier trial. He was completely flat at the 600 metres in his last start, so he's got some big losing margins to turn around. But he won this trial by 5 1/4 lengths with the Karis Teton on board. Brenton Avdala rides here for Manfred Mann, so we'll see what he can do. I'm just happy to watch here, but the trial face value was impressive.
Patrick Cosmo, who ran third in that race, ran fourth in the Griffins race on the weekend. Who do you like in an open Class 5?
Bogos at number 1, change of trainer, Francis Loy, and teaming up here with Vincent Ho. Crossover noseband off, tongue tie, crossover noseband on rather. The tongue tie is coming off. He's £3 better off with Precision, Super Joy, who beat him a few runs ago, and he wasn't beaten overly far there. So Bogos at Diamond Source, he'll be up on the pace and will give you a good sight. Smart Folks and Daily Trophy. He's been on the turf for his last couple. He's a much better horse when it comes to the all-weather, even though he hasn't won yet. So 1, 5, 3 and 9.
He's been consistent in Class 5, has Bogos. Tom has him going home with number 1 next to his name. The third race on an all-weather Wednesday night at Sha Tin is a 1200 metre Class 4 and Must Go was a winner on this surface 3 starts ago. Sunny Darling raced wide at Happy Valley last time. Solar Up steps from the 1000 to the 1200. Regent Glory goes up £6 for his last start win. Diamond Flare has had a trial at Chungfa since we saw him last. Flying Dragon raced on the weekend. Triumphant Warrior has the hood off as he comes back to the 1200 metres. Enjoy. There's a tongue tie for the first time. Diamond Flare, Regent Glory up on the pace here, Tom.
Yeah, they both like to race forward, and Spangled Fortune, another one that can race handy, but he is 1 point away from a class drop. Solar Up behind them, and then you've got Omakase, who did lead up last time out, so he's another option to certainly go forward here. And Triumphant Warrior should get a more economical run early than he did last start. Must Go, he's drawn out in barrier 9, so he'll be looking to get in and get some cover.
It is straight to Nick with the trainer of Regent Glory, David Hayes.
David, an all-weather fixture coming up midweek at Sha Tin, and you've got a very much an all-weather horse in the shape of Regent Glory in race 3. Winner last time, I thought he did it quite well.
Yeah, he did do it well. He had a good barrier and got a great ride from Karis. This time he's drawn wide, so it mightn't be as easy, but he only went up 5, and he looks like he's held his form, so I'd expect a really good run from him.
And I guess on what we know from him, David, I mean, he seems to like racing on this surface. Obviously, he had a couple of runs on the turf, which were probably, less to speak about. But he really does enjoy the surface, doesn't he?
Yeah, his all-weather record's very good, very consistent. He can win on turf, but he finds there's a lot of horses that can't win on dirt, and he can, so it's a bit easier for him.
I know it's Karis's job. You mentioned obviously a good ride, which it was. I thought, driven clear and he won handy. The wide draw, I mean, some jockeys will tell us that that's probably not the worst place to be. Is that too big a concern at this stage?
Oh, I'd rather be close to the rail, but he might get there. He's got lovely gate speed, and he'll be in a forward position, and he'll give a good kick. He's a nice, honest horse.
You mentioned he's gone up obviously a few pound naturally for winning up to 53, 45 and 47 his winning marks this season. How much sort of wiggle room is there, do you think, now that he gets up into 50s?
Look, I think he could probably be competitive at the top of Class 4. Class 3, maybe on dirt, good barrier.
Yeah, for sure. And away from him, obviously, that's him discussed. I thought good run from Little Bros of the weekend.
Yeah, he really presented, got beaten by a very progressive young horse, giving a lot of weight. And he'll step back out on the end of June on the A course and be pretty competitive, I think.
What race is that, Dave? Is that one of those group races or not?
No, he'll be running in the Class 3, going for the bonus, and we'll look at the group races next season.
David Hayes there on Regent Glory. Tom, Triumphant Warrior tried over 1650 metres a couple of times lately. Ends up running third in this race. This is 2 starts ago. He was a bit disappointing, but beaten a similar margin last time out.
Yeah, and look, last time out I think he had a little excuse from barrier 7. He began well, but then a few kicked up towards his inside, and he was wide into the first turn. Eventually he got to 1 back, 1 out, and it was a blanket finish in the race that he was in last time out. This for third behind Forever Folks, who was able to sneak up on the inside. Just sort of looked like he found the front and just wanted to maybe just gawk around a little bit and just peak there late as well. So we're still learning. He's only having his 8th start Wednesday night.
And what of Diamond Flare, who is going to be up on the pace as he is here turning for home on the inside of Beauty Destiny. Diamond Flare ends up running 4th.
He's won twice this season, so he's had a reasonable season earlier on, albeit, and the last one came off 45, so he's still a few points higher than that at the moment, and he's been quite consistent. Chased Beauty Destiny here, of course, who's been beaten since. He was no match for him. He was up on the pace, so pretty much thought he had every chance here. He led up in a trial at Chungfa as well, and stayed on there for a third. Luke Ferraris, we know he can rate those front runners particularly well.
He can indeed. Who do you like in race number 3?
We'll go with Must Go on top here. He's coming into this in some reasonable form. Of course, he chased home Regent Glory last time out. He was a winner on the surface. 3 back. He's £6 better off with Regent Glory. His trial looked good coming into this. Triumphant Warriors in Diamond Flare. And Flying Dragon on a quick turnaround. His run, I thought 2 back was okay. Pretty disappointing at the weekend, but we know this is his preferred surface. 1, 10, 7 and 8.
And being an 8-race program, race number 3 will kick off the 6 up. There is a scratching in race number 4, and a new runner comes into the field. Charming Steed goes out. Chiron comes in. Vincent Ho takes the ride for David Hayes. We've got winning 7 at the top of the book on the class drop. So too Go Hero. Reliable Profit ran last time 4th at his only go in this grade. Medic Elite race Sunday is due to run Wednesday and is also nominated for next Sunday. Perfect Peach has the blinkers off and the pacifiers going on. Ninja Derby's done little so far. Precision Goal's a last start winner, carries an extra £6 for it. Asian One has the blinkers off and the pacifiers with the cowls going on. Viva Allah and Precision Goal, 2 noted front runners here, Tom.
Yeah, and he is a bit questionable on the all-weather, that's for sure, is Viva Allah. 0 from 7. Precision Goal, a last start winner, will be up on the pace. Eagle Run, he's drawn barrier 9. He's another on-pace runner. Go Hero, he's got Zach Purton on board, and he was up outside the leader last time out. That was his best run since his debut. Go Hero, Reliable Profit, Woodfire Champ. Likely to get back is Medic Elite, who's up to start 17, so he's getting closer to matching that record from last season, 20.
He is, and he raced very well on the weekend too, but he hasn't been quite as sharp on the all-weather. Here is Eagle Run, Tom. Now, this is 3 starts ago for Eagle Run because he's been a touch disappointing since on the turf. In fact, he hasn't done much on the turf at all. Asian One runs 3rd. This is his preferred surface, and Green Laser generally wants further.
He's likely to put himself into the right sort of spot here as Eagle Run from the draw of barrier 9. He's an on-pace runner, but he was no match here for Charming Steed. And, of course, he's been on the turf, as you mentioned, his last couple. So maybe a forgive on the last couple. Back to this surface. Asian One, he's not won in quite some time, and Green Laser just plugged away there, but he's had a couple of starts since a 3rd and a 7th, and he's another one on a quick turnaround in the race too.
He certainly is. Back to the valley we go, and this is a winning form of Precision Goal, who's up outside Viva Allah, so similar to what we saw on the speed map, and Medic Elite has raced since, as we know.
And there's some more Charming Steed form here as well. He's obviously got 6 more pounds to carry here with 127. Harry Bentley and David Hayes, barrier number 11. I've left him alone here, to be honest, this time round. Precision Goal. Viva Allah, he's very suspect, this sort of surface as well. Smart Beauty was in that race now. He, of course, won the other day at Sha Tin. Medic Elite might not be the worst either, but just happy to watch Precision Goal.
Now, Go Hero is coming to Class 5 for the 2nd time. Here he is running 4th. This is last time behind Son of McPhee. Up in Class 4, good draw, barrier number 3, Zach Purton on board. And his recent all-weather trials have looked good too.
Yeah, they have. Now, there was in this race only half a length covering the top 6, and he probably momentarily hit the front here. Once he got past Lucky Banner, he's got Triumphant Warrior to his outside. Viva Hunter, the winner, comes from behind him at this point in the orange cap. Zach will be looking to improve his stats with Me Choi from limited opportunities. He's 0 from 4 across all columns, but this was clearly his best run since his debut, where he was quite unlucky on his debut, and then he just went sort of completely off the boil. But they introduced him to the all-weather last time out, and he seemed to enjoy it.
Can he win the race?
He potentially can. I don't mind Perfect Peach in this race as well, and we're going to have a look at his piece of track work here as well, who he's only a 1-time winner. Pacifiers are on, blinkers are off. He's with Michael Chang. His only win came off 43s. He's well rated, but he doesn't bob up overly often. Chased home Master of All, I thought he had every chance, so he's probably going to be the on-topper here on the all-weather for Michael Chang.
And there you go. Perfect peach for Tom in race number 4.
Yeah, perfect peach ahead of number 2. That is Go Hero on this surface. He gets another opportunity. Again, does Go Hero. Woodfire Champ, he's stepping up in trip here. A son of Turn Me Loose, so I thought that might assist him. Michael Chang and Derek Long for barrier 1. Bit keen last time out. And Medic Elite off the run of the weekend. He makes it in, but it's wide open the 4th. 7, 2, 6 and 5.
It's a wide open 4th race. Funnily enough, it's also the first leg of Wednesday night's Triple Trio. And race number 5, it's a Class 4 race and it's over 1,200 metres. Euro Rocks, we haven't seen him since December. He was lame in the left 4 on the 17th of December and was scratched from that meeting. Class drops for Fortune Whiskey and Self-Improvement. Prime Mortar carries £7 for that huge win at Happy Valley last time. Everyone's Victories placed his last 2, but a wider draw. Fun and Glory, crossover noseband on, tongue tie off, and he's now with David Hall. Robot Knight, tongue tie goes on. He's now with Pierre Rung, and Lucky Quality has his second look at the all-weather down the bottom. Tom, Euro Rocks led up in his last trial and leads up in his first run back.
Yeah, so he could certainly go forward in a race that does lack an obvious leader, but he could be the obvious one in the end, so with that recent trial under his belt where he went forward and got out to a decent lead. Another one that was up on the pace in that trial was Robot Knight. You got Prime Mortar, who shouldn't be too far away. They seem to be the likely candidates to race handy. Fortune Whiskey, he is coming into this with a class drop. He's likely to go back. Hasn't shown a great deal in his last 2, beaten 49 3/4 and 16 lengths in his last start.
Be a very, very shock winner, would Fortune Whiskey, even on the class drop, if he can figure here. However, Prime Mortar, Tom, it will be a shock if he doesn't figure here, wouldn't it, on what he's done at Happy Valley last time?
Yeah, gee, was strong, wasn't he? Covered a little bit of ground through those early stages, eventually got off to the one-off position there, did Prime Mortar, and then had the race well and truly beyond doubt with about 250 to go. And look, he did win his second start off a rating of 53. He's up here off 58, winning off 50 last time out, but the way he won this, you'd think he's probably still got a few rating points in hand. He was eased up. It was very cosy at the line.
It was. That's Prime Mortar. Now, everyone's Victory's been better at his last 2 because his form had tapered off. He will have to do it from a wider draw this week, though. He's had barriers of 3 and 3 for these placings. Comes up with 12 on Wednesday night.
Wasn't the quickest away this day, and it was a day where you had to be basically up on the pace in these couple of all-weather races that we had. And in the end, he got himself into a reasonable position after being a little bit slow out behind the top 3 and stayed on down the centre of the track. He wasn't going to trouble the top 2, but he is well rated at the moment. His last win came off 57. He's rated 51 here, but he's not going to get too many favourites from the outside draw.
Crazy Treasure is making his way across to the inside course for the first time, and Pins Prince, he is likewise doing the same here. He's 3 wide turning for home. Crazy Treasure's been plagued by some bad barriers. 5 has been about as good as he's got.
And he comes into this, I think, in quite good form. I think he's not too far away from a win. I think he's overall better than what his rating suggests at the moment, off for 44. He was at the back and he was a bit keen sort of coming down the side when the pace slackened a little bit, but stayed on here behind Awesome Treasure, who's been in good form at the back half of the season here. King Miles. You can see that Pins Prince just peaked on his run over the final stages, but I've definitely got Crazy Treasure in here with a good draw. I think the all-weather surface should suit him.
And have you liked what you've seen from Euro Rocks ahead of his resumption?
Yeah, Euro Rocks, I've got him in the mix here. He's first up for 178 days. He's got a little bit of extra body weight on at the moment. He's had a lame left 4 issue, but he led up this recent barrier trial by a decent margin and in the end won it quite well. He's had 3 trials since his last start back on the 3rd of December behind Judy's Great. And he loomed up last start at the 200 and stayed on pretty well there. So keen to see what he can do. Whether they opt to go forward with him off this recent trial, with maybe the lack of pace, I think maybe they will. So he could give you a good side. Does have to shoulder the top weight, though, for Francis Loy.
Can Prime Mortar win again?
Yeah, I think he definitely can. The way that he won last time, Mark, he's a prime candidate to win again. Horse number 5, Prime Mortar for Angus Chung. Crazy Treasure is in. I don't mind Euro Rocks. And one we haven't spoken about, Self-Improvement. And he battled away last time out. Got his head up at the start, but he's another well-rated horse here with a last win of 65, way below that at the moment. And Zach Purton rides 5, 11, 1 and 3.
Angus Chung to combine again with Tony Cruz and make it 2 for 2 for the new barn for Prime Mortar for Tom. Race number 6 now, and this race has a withdrawal. Fast Victory is out. G-Liner comes in as horse number 5. Hugh Bowman rides for Jamie Richards, who also has the one horse, Kimberley. And Jamie has taken the blinkers off and put the pacifiers back on. Gallant Hero is 1 for 1 over the 1800 on the all-weather. Wide draw again for Mission Bravo. Forever Folks goes from the 1650 to the 1800. Fury and Gold cheek pieces off. Mr. Aladdin blinkers off, visor on. Brave Witness has the cheek pieces for the first time. Little Fairy, visor off, blinkers re-added. Looking at the speed here, Tom, it's Lucky Banner and Viva Hunter.
Yeah, Viva Hunter's a horse that races handy, and Lucky Banner comes into this with a lead-up performance last time out. Little Fairy, he's drawn 2, so he should get a good run through. He's never normally too far away. Brave Witness, the cheek pieces are on for him for the first time, and he was close up last start. He was also close up a few runs ago. Mr. Aladdin, he's been costly, hasn't he? Barrier number 11, blinkers off, visor on. He's likely to be somewhere forward, but he could get caught wide as they make their way into that first turn.
Our first replay, it's another good ride for Karis Thiessen here in Brave Witness. Here he is running second at Happy Valley last time behind Cordyceps 1, who loves the 1650 at the Valley. Surface switch for the first time, but a good trial behind Righteous Arian following this.
And Cordyceps 1 had this race won from a fair way out, and he could do nothing but chase really here, Brave Witness. He's trialled up okay with the cheek pieces on too. He looked to move quite well, I thought, in that recent barrier trial. This run was 63 days ago, so he's had a little freshen up then, but have liked the way he has trialled. But I thought this was an open race. There's a lot of chances here.
Starship 80's been racing very consistently all season. He ends up running second in this race. Kairos Unicorn, this by far his best effort on the surface, and G-Liner not too far away.
Yeah, I don't mind G-Liner here. He was unlucky last time out. Says 11th next to his name, but he was only beaten 2 3/4. He did fade in this race, and when he has done his best work, G-Liner, he has led, so we're not sure what the tactics will be from Barrier 10 with Hugh Bowman on board. But Starship 80, he finished off well. Kairos Unicorn was a little disappointing, I thought, last time out. He was probably a fraction keen in the run and never really ran on.
Here is that race you mentioned with G-Liner behind a wall of horses down the straight, and it was a real wall of horses as they line up down the lane. Outside of G-Liner, were any of the others runs taken by you?
Well, Mission Bravo, he was much better here this time round, Mission Bravo, but you just never really know what you're going to get with Mission Bravo. He used to be a reliable leader, but he's just got no gate speed anymore, and he's got barrier 12, so they probably have to go back with him again if he's not going to jump. You can see G-Liner running into all sorts of trouble here. Look, Lucky Banner, it's been a while since he's won, and he kept fighting on here, so this was another better performance from him. He is only a one-time winner, but I think Viva Hunter needs to go in as well, because he pretty much had the trail and every chance last time out. He's going to be at the pointy end here, I feel, as well.
Viva Hunter in the orange colours on the inside. Now, Mr. Aladdin, as you said, he's been pretty costly. He's had every chance. What about Gallant Hero? Now, he ends up running 9th in this race, but he is 1 start for 1 win when it comes to the 1800 on the inside course.
He's definitely in it here as Gallant Hero. Last win off 57. He's right about that mark at the moment, 56. You can see him. He was back here in the field, and then there's just not really sort of too much space where he can go, and you can see his rider here, Brenton Avdallah, sat up on him over the final stage in that race that was won by Satantis. So, look, I thought he was a big chance with his course and distance record, and David Hall's stable going well at the moment.
They sure are. Is he on top of the selections?
No, he's in the second spot mark. He's the Quinella horse with G-Liner, and you could get a useful Quinella or forecast price with both of these two, Gallant Hero and G-Liner. Viva Hunter goes in as well. Lucky Banner wasn't far away last time out. 5, 3, 2 and 6, but I don't think the chances end there in this race.
And the 6th, there's also the first leg of the late treble. Two good quality Class 3s to end Wednesday night's program. We start with the first of them, race number 7 over the 1200 metres, and Sing Dragon unbeaten on the surface. Maniac blinkers off, visor goes back on. Victory Moments wears blinkers for the first time. Beauty Infinity has the pacifiers on. Call Me Dandy first up since January. We've got Lightning Bolt, who's won twice, course and distance, and Colourful Prince. Lightweight, Barry number 4. Plenty of early pace gone.
Pace galore here, Mark. Colourful Prince, Hong Kong Hall, Sing Dragon as well to an extent. So we'll see where he ends up from barrier 12. Maniac, and then you've got Victory Moment. Sky Forever likely to go back with Lightning Bolt. He's been a bit disappointing recently, Lightning Bolt, and it's right down towards the bottom of the ratings now as well. But quite a bit of pace here over the 1200.
Nick is here first of all to talk to Zach Purton, victory moments.
Zach, all-weather meeting coming up Wednesday night. Victory moments for you in race 7, perhaps the pick of the rides. How did you assess his run last time?
Well, if he's the pick, I might be in trouble. I thought he was okay, but he might be better just sitting a little bit further back off the speed than what he was. He just didn't seem to have the same kick. He's got the blinkers going on. He just likes to have a little bit of room. Speed should be on in the race anyway, so we'll just get him into his rhythm and see if he can close it off a bit better.
Yeah, interesting obviously watching it. I mean, the way he sort of travelled up, I imagine you as a rider probably did expect more, so there naturally would have been that element of disappointment with him.
Certainly disappointed. Yeah, I thought where he was in the run, he was entitled to win the race, and he was going to, especially the way he'd been racing. And he had plenty of room. He doesn't like it when he's in amongst other horses, so he's actually run his best races 3 wide, no cover, just back off the speed a little bit. So I thought when he was outside the leader with plenty of room, that was his race, and he didn't get it done. So we'll try again, but yeah, it's becoming a little bit frustrating. But it's certainly there. It's just getting it out of him.
Yeah, for sure, and slightly better off, I think, at the weights with Hong Kong Hall. There, obviously, gate 3, you mentioned sort of 3 wide, no cover sort of thing, being able to run on. Does he get his chance from down there, do you think? Is that probably an ideal gate, or would you have preferred somewhere else?
It's probably the worst gate for him, down on the inside. I'd prefer to draw the outside gate, actually, and just sit wide on him. So maybe I'll be trying to go left instead of right.
All right, that is Zach talking victory moments. Tom, we'll go on to some of the others. And Sing Dragon, he's done everything right when it comes to the 1200 metres. Hong Kong Hall is racing well. Montefruta hasn't been too bad. Maniac, victory moments, and Lightning Bolt also appearing in this replay.
He's looking for 4 in a row, isn't he, Sing Dragon? But he's going to find it tougher this week with a wide draw. Plenty of pace in the race, and top weight, an extra 6 pounds to carry, but he's been in grand form on this surface, and Hong Kong Hall seems to have found a home here as well. He's only had a couple of attempts, course and distance, but it's been fruitful for him so far. That's Montefruta staying on there as well, so look, all of those horses I think need to be respected here. Sing Dragon definitely, Hong Kong Hall the way he's been going on the surface too.
Can line them up well because they've clashed plenty of times. One that hasn't clashed with them is this one, Beauty Infinity, who has had 4 starts in this grade for 3 placings. This is his recent trial on the surface.
Yeah, I had him right on the cusp here of the top 4, but keen to see what he can do on this surface for the first time. Pacifiers are on, a son of Toronado, always in the market when he's been racing around Happy Valley, all of his 9 starts there. So he's certainly right on the sort of cusp of things at the moment. He trialled well on this surface. He is drawn well enough, and with plenty of pace in the race, that could suit him as well, Beauty Infinity.
And some more trial form to finish. This is Call Me Dandy, 3 trials to prepare. Have those trials taken your fancy?
Yeah, this one was good, Mark. I thought he came from back in the field and liked the way he found the line, the last 150 here. He's first up is Call Me Dandy, not seen since the 7th of January behind Capital Delight, where he was a beaten favourite, only beaten a length and a quarter there. He covered some ground in this trial, but just like the way he finished off at the end, and he's got the inside draw, should get a nice run right sort of behind the tempo, maybe 3 back on the fence. And Francis Loy, he's still got a few bits of ammo to fire this season. He's looking to take that championship, and he's sitting on 59 at the moment with Pierre, so he's still got some nice horses to line up, and this is one of them.
And you're thinking he'll be moving to at least 60 with that horse winning?
Let's hope so. So he's on top for Call Me Dandy. We saw Call Me Glorious win the other day at Sha Tin. Sing Dragon is in, just a wide draw, more weight to carry. Hong Kong Hall and victory moments. We'll see what he can do. He's had a few chances recently. He's obviously 7 pounds better off with the Hong Kong Hall for that 2.5 length beating last time out. Did win, of course, 5 starts ago. Has been a little costly since. 8, 1, 6 and 3.
Hewitson and Loy first up for Tom with Call Me Dandy in race number 7. And the last of 8 looks this way. It is a 1650 metre Class 3 with Berlin Tango having the hood off. Woodfire Bro, big effort last time, perfect team. He returns after being lame in the right 4 on the 18th of February. He's had 2 trials. Massive Action, last start winner. Does get a wider draw this week. Excellent fighter, first time on the all-weather. Highland Rahi goes from the 1,000 to the distance of 1650 between his first two starts. Saruga Bay's now with Danny Shum. Blinkers off, visor goes on, and Amazing Duck minus the visor. Cheek pieces are added to the duck. Massive action or cross from the 9 though, Tom.
Yeah, there's plenty of pace in this race as well, Mark. Super Winners, another horse that can race handy. Amazing Duck could pour on some pressure. Excellent fighter if Amazing Duck does get across. Could be caught and facing the breeze there. Apache Pass, and then you've got Red Majesty. Aestheticism likely to get back. But again, good pace expected in the last.
Cue the Oompa Band. We're doing the Berlin Tango with Brenton Avdallah.
Brenton, Berlin Tango, right for you in race 8 coming up on Wednesday night. We're on the all-weather. He's an old boy that seems to have found his form again.
Yeah, he's raced well, hasn't he, his last couple? He was good at the around the valley, and then he got back to his preferred service, I suppose, on the all-weather, and probably a little bit stiff not to win. He just copped a little bit of interference before the corner, and probably just cost him the race. But he attacked the line really well in good sectionals, and hopefully he's taken a bit of confidence out of his last couple, and we can hit the back of the net.
Decent pace on last time. Looks like it's the same again. I guess the same sort of setup will certainly suit him. Yeah,
it was controlled enough though last start. It wasn't too quick, so wouldn't mind it if there was a little bit more pace in the race, sort of mid stages. But yeah, hopefully it sets up well enough for him, and he can get his breakthrough win again.
I know he's not from 10 this season, but obviously with a horse like him, an older horse, he's raced at 80. I know he doesn't win all that often, but he's holding his form well enough. And I mean, there aren't many opportunities before the end of the season. This might just become his, mightn't it?
Yeah, he's ready to go now. Like I said, he's had a good couple runs now, and they sort of find their mark here, don't they? And they can sort of win off it. So I've had a few this season that they've sort of been out of form, and then they've sort of started to hit a little bit of form later in the season and got their win. So hopefully he can be another one.
And just on gate 6, middle of the line, does that give you a few options?
Yeah, he hasn't got much pace. He'll be probably mid to second half, and I'll just get him to switch off, and hopefully he can attack the line like he did last start, but just get his head in front.
And that is Brenton talking Berlin Tango. This is Tom talking Aestheticism's last start win over the 1,600 metres at Sha Tin. So he switches to the inside course, Tom, for the first time. Concern is the record and the grade, is it?
Yeah, probably 0 from 5, and look, he's not going to get too many better opportunities here in this grade with a lightweight and a good draw to a figure. So he probably needs to be kept safe on some sort of levels here, does Aestheticism. He did a good job to come from back here in the field to run over the top of Mr. Dapper. And saying that, haven't quite got him in. He was right on the cusp. I thought, again, a few more sort of seasoned Class 3 horses in this race could knock him off here, but it was a good win, and he has been racing well this season.
Quick turnaround for these two. Red Majesty hasn't been as good on the all-weather as what he has over the 1650 at Happy Valley, where he's won 9. Now, Silver up. This was his first start for Danny Shum on the inside. He switches across to the all-weather. You can see the grey down there on the rail.
Yeah, can't have Red Majesty here. He's only 2 points away from a class drop as well, and he'll be dangerous once he gets back down into a Class 4 again. But Silver up, he's only had that one start with trainer Danny Shum, and it was a decent effort, I thought, from him here. So I don't think he is the worst on this 7-day turnaround. Just sort of held his ground there late. Course and distance for the first time, barrier 3 lightweight.
And on the comeback trail, perfect team. Have you liked the couple of trials from him?
Yeah, I thought the trial leading into this was good, Mark. He chased home a Euro Rocks, who of course is engaged a little earlier on the card here, and wasn't asked for too much in the straight, but was able to make some handy enough inroads. And when he last lined up back at the end of January behind So We Joy, he really ran on well between runners, considering he was slow from the start. It was a pretty good showing from him. Been a little tricky to catch down through his starts here, only a one-time winner, but the last run had merit, and I thought the trial was okay leading there into this Wednesday night as well.
And they are Tom's thoughts on the runners in the replays in race 8. Who's Tom's thoughts on the winner of race number 8?
Woodfire Bro, Mark, in the last. I do like him. He had a tough run last time out. 3 wide, no cover up on the pace, and still kept on giving. Only went down a very short margin to Massive Action. He's obviously £4 better off with him. Berlin Tango's in. He's also £4 better off here, but he's not won in a long time. Perfect team. And another one that hasn't won in a long time is Apache Pass. And he went from travelling to just battling over the final stages. Hugh Bowman and Pierre Ung. 2, 1, 4 and 3 around the top in the last.
That is Sha Tin on Wednesday night. 8 races, all on the all-weather. And racing commences 7:15 local time.